Hello, everybody. Welcome to Battle of the States. We're in the quarterfinal stage. Now we have two matches today, but the first one will be Indiana versus Maryland. Both teams failed to win their group, but have also both made the quarterfinals, which means one of them will make the semifinals. Maryland got second place in the Mid-Atlantic group, only behind Pennsylvania, who is also still alive in the tournament, which does leave the potential for a rematch in the final. That's something that would be kind of interesting if that happened. As for Indiana, they were in a three-way tie in the Mid-Atlantic group where they finished bottom of that tiebreaker, so they were actually a third-place team going into the knockout stage. They took out Central's second-best team in Wisconsin before taking out the winner of the Northeast region in New York in what was a monumental upset to continue their tournament run in the quarterfinals. It'll be interesting to see. One team has Maryland's kind of been consistently successful, while Indiana's just kind of caught fire recently. So it'll be interesting to see which style of play will prevail in this match. Anyways, you got the first level that we're gonna play here?
I do actually. The ID is in Match VC, but you guys are going to be playing Re-Rust by Dawnfall with a 4.
Oh, someone was just playing like a Rust-like level. What? We'll see if anyone's played it.
Yeah.
You just like enter it.
Wait,
oh, you beat Re-Rust? Oh yes, Scissor has practice on it as well.
Okay,
I literally played this 10 minutes ago.
You guys will instead be playing Diamond by Jerry 4.
I swear I've heard of this one.
Okay.
That sounds like
XL? Oh, dude, I swear. Oh, please. No.
Let me check how long.
Did a
Please
practice
say someone
run.
beat it. Yes.
It's not an XL.
Yeah, this is still
Which is
gonna
weird.
be.
I don't know why it says XL because it's only a minute 53.
Yeah, but
It's probably the level's so old that it still used object length because, like, you know, like Bloodbath
it's a
was
7-digit
considered.
ID.
Yeah, Bloodbath is considered an XL, or like it was considered an XL despite not being 2 minutes long. But the level is not an XL.
you will instead be playing.
But
Error.
HBG does have practice
not
on
Error,
it anyway,
Turmoil
but,
by
yeah.
Error IGD. So yeah, different level.
Never played this.
There's no way that's...
Oh, I love this creator.
Scissor
Yes.
does have below the requirement, so we can play this.
Yeah. Is that how you pronounce it?
What's the
Scissor? I've
requirement?
never known how to pronounce the Pokemon name exactly.
Oh, right. Is it
What?
is it the Pokemon name? Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
would just be Scissor. It might
it
be
Scissor?
Sizor.
It is, bro. I thought of it when I was 10 years old. I kind of regret it, but... it's
Alright. Okay, but yeah, the requirement is 20, so...
All right. Well, we are
Yeah.
going up in time from the last match, so you have 25 minutes instead of 20 minutes due to
Oh.
the
Okay, bet.
harder difficulty of the level. So yeah, everybody get ready. We'll be beginning our first match here in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we have begun the first level here.
Yeah, we're going to be playing some Turmoil for our third quarterfinals match.
You know, it's
Leave
a
the
tier
winner of the-
16, so it's about as easy as you could possibly ask for a level of this difficulty. It also just looks like it's something people might actually be able to beat within the time frame.
Yeah, this looks like relatively simple, skill-based gameplay. So we'll see how the players like it. I know a couple were very... We'll see. This looks like one of the nicer levels. I mean, maybe I'll end up beating my words, but you never know. I think so far, relatively optimistic.
But what are we
About the
thinking about
results
this
of this match.
matchup here with it being Indiana versus Maryland? Like, both teams, they didn't have like the greatest like start compared to other teams, but they've proven to show that they can win when it matters most.
I think the most interesting thing is just like the recent Indiana lock-in.
Yeah, they're definitely a thing. A team to watch out for in this match. Have been playing their best level racing performances in recent matches.
Yeah, I mean, a team I thought wouldn't really end up doing too much here is already in the quarterfinals with a 3-1 victory over tournament favorites in New York here. So,
Yeah, I think by like the bracket predictions, I think they were considered the tournament favorite.
Right, like almost like a lightning in a bottle performance by Indiana here. So I want to see if they can keep it up, because I'd very much like to see them continue to perform. But then,
But
like
I mean, yesterday
Maryland
we already had a pretty decently sized upset too, with Florida taking down Texas, who was also like super dominant. And all these teams that have just been like absolutely dominating the tournament have kind of been being knocked out here. Really, with the only exception being Pennsylvania, who is we're still in this tournament. And at the moment, you could probably say that they are the tournament favorites, but again, these tournament favorites have kept losing. So how reliable is that? Like, it might be the moment that Pennsylvania, before people might have said Texas are the favorite. Now that Pennsylvania is the favorite, they might go down in the next game. Like,
right. At this point in time, the only other group winner that's even still in the tournament is Colorado, New Mexico.
Yeah, but even then, they had a rough loss. They were one of the few group winners that did not go undefeated in their group stage, and actually maybe had the single worst loss of any team that qualified for the knockout stage. But which is just so fascinating, and they're the ones that are still alive.
Right. So I believe they were also tied 2-1 in the group with Colorado, New Mexico, but they won the head-to-head. And then not only that,
the other thing too that I was mentioning is in their first game against Arizona, had Jupi had died like a second earlier, then Arizona would be 3-0. Then that would move Colorado, New Mexico down to 1-2, which would mean you would have 1-2 teams, and I believe that would move them down to like third or something like that. Like.
Right, so it's super close to dropping the first place spot in the group, but they hold on to it. Not only that, but I believe they do play later today.
And for Arizona, it definitely hurts to not have that one because of just the fact that they got put in such a hard bracket, having to, they had to take on California right away, and they managed to lose to them, kind of rough for them to go out that early, especially with the level of play that they had played throughout this tournament. But that is just kind of how these tournaments go.
The
in this matchup, the knockout stage has been a lot more ruthless than I thought, especially just because the group stage felt super routine. It felt like all the teams that were gonna win just kept winning.
Yeah, it's almost scripted in a way.
Yeah, it felt that way. There weren't that many upsets really until like the last couple days. Maybe like had a couple. And there would be a lot of game threes, but then like the outcome would be like the quote unquote boring outcome of like the team that you expected to win would like find a way to win at the end. Like that's what happens so many times in the group stage. In the knockout stage, it's been completely different though. Teams have been dropping games. Like teams that you expected to like dominate have just been dropping games like they're nothing.
Right, and for all we know, like Pennsylvania could be the only group winner remaining by the end of the day. We still have yet to see if Colorado and New Mexico can make it to semifinals. So I think the knockout stage has been super interesting. The fact that we've got both of these teams here in the quarterfinals says a lot about how teams have, like a lot of teams that may have looked like they might be able to do as much have really been ramping up as they've gone into the knockout stage. So I really don't know what to expect for this one, but I hope both teams put up a good game.
By the end of the day today, we'll find out what all the semifinal matchups are going to be.
We will, yeah. After this one, I believe 4 matches to go.
Yeah.
Last quarterfinals,
only
semis,
3 championship deciding wins and a third place game. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, today finishing our quarterfinals, so that's exciting. Now, what's not as exciting is that everyone is still in practice mode, but again, these are insane demons, so it's kind of to be expected. And that's been the main story for a lot of the matches. I mean, to be fair, we did see some crazy flukes. I think it was just yesterday. I think it was Johnson and DG Fan in the Florida-Texas match. some early completions there. But for the most part, the match has been pretty slow, which is kind of what you expect. But then the completions seem to come a bit quickly. So kind of what you've come to expect here. Interestingly enough, we do have, I believe, a lot of new players here. So
Well, a couple returning players that we haven't seen in a while, like Trees.
Oh, has Trees played before?
Played the group stage.
Oh, okay. So Trees is actually a returning player. I thought Trees was new. Returning player. I believe Scissor is a new player.
Also participate in the first states tournament.
So getting experience in both battle states now. That's cool. And we also have HBG. Interesting, actually, is that is Verminity's name correct? Because I'm looking now, it looks very wrong. Is that what Verminity chooses
Oh,
to go by now?
right. Because I didn't swap out the names here.
Okay, yeah, everyone else should be correct, just Verminity's. There we go. So that's Verminity, not Paladin, or however you're supposed to pronounce that. So that's gonna be correct now. Is Tux going from 0? I actually do believe so. I haven't seen checkpoints in a bit at the very least. I know Tux was kind of working their way back, so this could be a huge run. You have to see in the 50s already, and we did mention this is kind of a skill-based level. Those kind of seem to come naturally once you get the early learning done. You got the skills to pull it off, and you can kind of just get going, and we can see.
66 for Tux already. An early start for Maryland.
Yeah, Tux off to a very good start here, and Maryland's going to go up 66%.
Everybody's been talking about Indiana, but we'll see. Maybe it's Maryland that ends up being like the special team, right? Like, regardless of who makes it to the semis, like, this is a hell of a run for both of these teams. I mean, both of them failed to get out of the groups in the last Battle of the States.
I mean, at this point in time, I have absolutely no idea. I'm not, like, I'm just waiting to see who wins. I have no idea who's going to be taking it at this point. Looks like Scissor's going to finish practice run and go for another here. But yeah, everyone's still practicing apart from Tux. That run is making a big difference for Maryland, but... And I honestly, like, with the amount of upsets that have happened, I genuinely have no idea who's going to end up winning. Like, I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens. That's just where I'm at right now, personally. I don't know if you've got any expectations for this one, but I'm just kind of waiting to see who wins.
Well, I mean, the thing with Maryland, right, is that they have, they were in the same group as Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania is, like, the only, like, true, like, dominant team that's still left in the tournament, and so they lost to them, and it wasn't in a blowout. So, that's, like, a point in favor of Maryland.
But I think that certainly helps. I mean, we'll see. Indiana has kind of been like almost like the dark horse of the tournament.
Well,
I feel
in regards to Indiana, I mean, I think a lot we're kind of doubting the feasibility of the Midwestern states because, well, they're actually the only one left. To make sure that this is true, I'm actually going to check. Yeah, Great Plains is gone, Minnesota's gone, Michigan is gone. Wisconsin's gone, Appalachia's gone, and so it's just Indiana is the only Midwestern-based team that's even left in the tournament. Most other regions have, like, at least 2 left at this point. They had 2 left. In fact, they were the only Midwestern team to even make the quarterfinals in this round.
So Indiana making a little bit of a final stand for the Midwestern teams here. Although for the time being, they are behind. A lot of runs have come through.
Yeah, it's funny. Both the
28.
Midwest and the Central regions had a 3-way tie for first.
Oh, did they actually?
Yes, they had 3 teams. They each had 3 teams go 2-1, and 1 team go 0-3.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a pretty cool statistic. Also, Scissor getting 61 here. Only up at HBG. Yeah, jeez, man. HBG gonna get 20%. I feel like that's gonna trip me up saying that over and over again. Looks like Tux is on a new best, though. Gonna get 71. So got a couple runs coming through here. Indiana starting to make a response with that run from Scissor, but Maryland is still going to be ahead at 58% for the time being. Potentially counting, we're gonna have to see.
Yeah, especially with that 71% run from Tox, you know, a completion from the Tox and Scissor, that each of them could get a completion. I make a big difference too.
It could. Not only that, but look at Verminity right now.
This
who I
is
don't
true.
think is a
Verminity
top
going
spot.
as well. It could actually pad out the lead to a pretty wide margin, depending on how far Verminity can get. It'll be 58. HBG also in new best, going to pick up a 3% new best here. Gets 23. And now the lead's pretty wide for Maryland at the current moment.
Yeah, Maryland's up 91%. For the time being, although Scissor's on another run to the 50s, so this might be a new best. So Indiana might be making a little bit of a response. We're gonna have to see how far Scissor's able to get. In late 60s now, and counting in the 70s. So this is the furthest anyone's gone at this point. HBG gonna get 39, Scissor gonna get 76. Tux is on a new best. Or this might actually be a completion coming through here for Tux. Looks like
It's gonna be. Tox is gonna beat the level. It'll be the first to beat it.
And with that, Maryland maintains their Maryland's gonna maintain their lead in percentage and pick up a completion. So they put themselves in a very good spot now. Runs to 23 from 5 Shine. It's gonna help a little bit to close that percentage deficit. But in terms of completions and percentage, Maryland has not looked better in this match. 24 for 5 Shine now. Although we'll see if Indiana can tie things up. 5 Shine in particular has been a player who likes to get a lot of practice in the early stages of the round and then ends up getting completions rather quickly after going from 0. So we'll see if this match ends up being another case. Oh, looks like 5 Shine's actually going to go back into practice mode here. So more runs from 0 might be delayed for the time being.
But yeah, again, if Maryland's able to pick this one up, that's really going to show something about that mid-Atlantic region, especially if you're Virginia or like New Jersey, like knowing like maybe you weren't like actually that bad. Like, because mind you, New Jersey took Maryland to like 2 separate overtimes. It was probably like the single closest game of the entire groups.
All right, that was actually a crazy match. I remember that one now. With the double overtime. I don't think we saw that ever again.
No, actually, we haven't had an OT this entire knockout stage, which is a little unfortunate, but because even though it should theoretically be much easier in this format to get an overtime,
I guess it's easier when the matches like stall out for a really long time for overtime to come through, because then everyone just kind of beats levels at the same time. Also, it was medium demons, so it's easier for everyone to like get completions or get far, so it's more likely to tie. Whereas with the insane demons now, kind of anything could happen. You could just kind of get stuck somewhere and never pass it because of how hard the levels are getting at this point. So I guess kind of makes sense. I'm curious, is HBG in practice mode right now?
Yes.
Actually is, so that's not going to count. I believe Scissor is from 0 though, but it's going to go down to 59, so no new best there. What's getting close? Going to go back to practice mode now. I did mention 5 Shine, but if you want to look at the positive side for Indiana, the other good thing they have going for them is that Trees hasn't gone from 0 yet, and it's been getting a lot of practice in. And from the looks of it, Maryland isn't going to be picking up a second completion anytime soon with their players still practicing. So we'll see if Trees or 5 Shine can pull off a big fluke to kind of bring things back for Indiana, because they are down quite a bit for the time being. But we do have just over 9 minutes left in the match, so still got time to make a response.
5 Shine's now going to start from 0. Still a 97% gap to cover. The 5 Shine completion would fill in 76 of those 97. Further progress from Trees could help as well. It's like HBG is going to start to go from 0. It'll be 28 for 5 Shine for now. In about the final 9 minutes of the match. And I think for Maryland, the goal is to hold on as much as you can.
Yeah, I mean, if Maryland can maintain this, then they'll be in a good spot. Again, they're up so much in percentage that the only completion for Indiana that would even give them the lead at this point would be a completion from Trees. So at this point, even if 5 Shine or a Scissor were to get a completion, then all they really need to do is hold on to that percentage lead. So they've definitely put themselves in a good spot. That completion from Tux putting in a lot of work. We'll have to see if they can do so. I mean, take a look at 5Shine here on a new best. Fluke from 28 right now in the 70s. And this level does have an early ending, so 5Shine getting very, very close to 8 in that completion now. And from looks, it would like to be a Fluke, but no, 87.
So that's going to cut the deficit down to just a 24-point gap. A gap in which a scissor completion would actually tie the game at the current moment. But HBG going into the new best territory, the Verminity is also from 0? No, they're not. But that's going to be 57 for HBG. That's going to help bring the gap up quite a bit now.
Yeah, Maryland going to be up 52%.
Trees is now going to start from 0. Been waiting a long time to do so.
Right? Yeah, Trees with all that practice could be a major difference maker. And now we're finally going to get to see how consistent Trees has gone throughout the course of this match. Been practicing for almost 18 minutes. 15% just now. And counting. HBG, another good run. That's the 49. Just as I mentioned it. Not going to be getting a new best there. 5Shine also dies to the 50s. Trees going to get 19%.
Yeah, it brings up the gap. Just 33 points separating the two from each other now. But again, Indiana still needs that completion to fill that back in.
Wait, dude, Trees gonna get 20%, but if Trees can keep up this pace, then they might be able to bring back that percentage deficit. So we'll only need the completion, and 5Shine has been very consistent. This is another run to the 50s here. But take a look at HBG, who's on a new best. Trees gonna get 27. HBG gonna get 66. 5Shine goes down to the 60s. And funnily enough, the percentage difference is just back to 34% again. So a little bit of a reset.
Yeah, definitely there. HBG, that's that new best run of 66%. It could be anyone's game at this moment.
Very well could be, but Indiana still needs that completion under 6 minutes to do so now.
The other thing too is a lot of people have tended to fluke from around the 20s, so Trees could like getting close. He's got 26 now, but you know, if Trees can break through here, like it could go very far.
A big run from Trees could change things up majorly, and again, 5Shine was very close to picking up that completion with a run to 87.
Then again, if nobody else beats the level, it's just going to be that one Tux completion will be the difference, and he beat the level a long time ago.
Yeah, so it looks like Tux is just very ahead of the curve here. Arn Turmoil just seems to be Tux's level. Trees actually went down to 27 again, I do believe. It's like 5Shine will be picking up a drop attempt. HBG gonna change up the icon colors. We'll see if that's what's needed. Verminity's on a run to the 50s though.
351.
But goes down.
No new bests here. It'll be 34 points are the difference that considering that Indiana needs to cover. They haven't tend to trail by this much. 5Shine with the completion still would not be enough to take the lead back though, so there's also that. But she is going.
But is dead. Looks like Trees though, new best run. Scissor goes down pretty far. No new best there.
I mean, 5Shine's been absolutely insane this tournament, but again, the levels, they do get harder, and a lot of times it's just depending on if you can get that one run, and that's what Tux was able to get. And as for 5Shine, she's kind of been stalling out a little bit since the practice, but you never know with that one breakthrough attempt that you can get. But Trees is going to get a new best of 60. That's going to fill in the gap for now, which means that any completion from Indiana would be lead taking.
Yeah, so all Indiana needs at this point in time is a completion, and 5Shine's on a run to the 70s now. So another shot, but she goes down to 71.
So how far is Verminity gonna get? 55. HBG in a similar position right now. Let's see if HBG can get a new best.
Yeah, maybe HBG can have better luck here. Previous two players who got far couldn't get a new
No, it's
best,
gonna
but
be 63.
HBG is in practice mode, actually.
Oh, it's in practice. Okay, yeah, I didn't realize. But with that, it's like, there isn't a lot of time left, and All three of the Indiana players are in the 50s right now.
Well, Trees
They're
is
all
in practice mode,
Oh,
but
okay.
the other two are actually from 0.
Okay, that's interesting. But Scissor, can they get a new best here? Completion absolutely needed for Indiana.
Not only that, but for the time being, would basically win them the game.
But it's going to be
Scissor gonna
82
get
for
82.
Scissor. That puts them ahead on percent for now, but it's going to be up to 5 Shine. And 5 Shine is going to get the completion with just about 3 minutes to go. She has had so many great performances and comes in the clutch at the end of this match. There's still a little bit more to go. Indiana now has the lead for the first time, I believe, this entire match. And it's going to need a new best for Maryland. They now have about a 20, they have like an 18% difference that they need to cover for the final 230. But we'll see, you know, also a Scissor completion could make it a wraps. I mean, unless one of the Maryland players also responds with the completion.
I mean, we'll have to see. For the time being, it looks like Indiana's in a much better spot because neither Verminity nor HBG has gotten a new best in quite some time. So if things continue going the way they are, Indiana might be walking away with this one, but HBG has been getting that practice in. Not only that, but Verminity's on a run to the 40s, but take a look at Scissor.
Yeah, Scissor could potentially end it here, force one of them to fluke the level, we could see. Well, they died at 87. No, it does not. And that's going to be a completion. Verminity is going to go down for the time period, and once it flashes level complete, that will be the match. All right, the match is now going to be up after the last attempts from all the other players here. Indiana picks up 2 very late completions, you know, that ultimately make up the difference. Maryland leading for a large portion of the match. See if one of these players could fluke it all the way. That's going to be it for Verminity. It's going to be up to HBG here to get what would be a pretty awesome fluke if you keep the team alive here. Still going.
Yeah,
66
HBG
was the
needs to beat the
previous
level
record.
now. The big fluke could be game-changing here, and for the
It's
time
going to be a
being,
new
actually,
best for HBG.
Yeah, HBG is the only player remaining, I do believe.
Still going into the 80s. It's going to be 86.
It's
They're
86.
not going to force overtime, and that's going to end the match. Wow, Indiana's going to hold on from that last-minute comeback
Holy
effort.
shit.
What?
Bro, I could have sworn.
Rest in peace, Harry.
Wait, was it not 25 minutes or was that 25?
Scissor, I love you.
There was,
Dude,
what was it? 5
Dude,
Shine and
just
Scissor
walked
both
in, oh
beat
my
the level.
God.
You would have had like another like 30 seconds or something like that.
Wait, so was that a 25-minute round? Because
It was like
Yes.
24 and a half, basically, yeah.
okay, good. I thought it was 20 for a second, because like
That's what
I
it was
don't
for
know.
Hard Demon.
there we go.
Because we're
Oh,
playing
okay,
harder
that makes
levels
sense.
now.
Dude,
You have a little bit more
My
time.
bad, guys.
But
No, I
wow,
disappointed myself so hard that match, bro.
I was
That
just
weird.
The last
Oh my
20%,
God.
I was lost.
Yeah, the ending's
My
hard.
nerves at the ending, bro. Like I don't. Maybe it's just the tournament. I think it's the tournament.
Actually, though.
I went about learning that so
Wow.
poorly. My bad.
all right, well, what's the next level gonna be?
I'll be it.
Oh yeah, I do have to do that. The next level will be. I'm gonna do video of it. The next level is going to be. That one's actually too easy. Unrelate by IMZ Air. Another
that's
tier
so tough.
60.
It already
That's
sounds
so
like
tough.
a terrible level.
And it's XO. GG's.
No, please.
234 seconds. So we have a 30-minute match now.
Someone please have beat
Oh
this.
my
Wait.
God.
How
This
long
gonna
is
go
it?
horribly.
How
30.
long?
This is a
Wait.
30-minute match. Levels 2.
Yeah, how long is the
minutes
level?
long.
'Cause, like, I don't want to.
It's like 220 something.
Oh no,
It's like 2
2.2.
minutes,
It's early
35.
2.2.
No.
It's 2.2 update is here.
That's what I needed to hear.
Oh, an early 2.2 level. Good luck.
I mean, at least it's not early 2.0.
30 minutes, bro.
That's
Oh,
true.
that's awesome.
Could
That's
be early
very true.
2.0.
Okay, but some of the shader abuse is disgusting.
Yeah,
in
but early 2.0
level.
will just
oh,
have
man.
these like
Gameplay
platforms just like
Everything's
launch right in
invisible
front of you.
2.0.
Yeah.
Why don't we just play platform level? How about that?
All
Go,
right,
you bet.
everybody.
Yeah, final.
We'll be beginning. It's going to be Maryland now having to fight for their survival in this match, which they have already done, actually, against Connecticut Island. They lost their first game, then won the next two. We'll see. Fighting for their survival. We'll be beginning the match in 3, 2, 1, go. Now, an unfortunate way to go down for Maryland is they had the lead basically the entire game, but two Indiana completions at the end up making the difference. And literally, if one of them didn't beat the level, like the points difference would have been in favor of Maryland because of that late HBG run that would have been for the win.
Right, yeah. HBG really will need to get, like, I think 4% further, and that would have been a completion, and that would have brought it to overtime, I do believe.
Yeah, it would have been an overtime match, our first of the knockout stage, but we did not get overtime here.
But an unfortunate ending death means that Maryland takes the loss on Turmoil, and they're going to go down 0-1.
But yeah, this team, this kind of wonder team we've had of Indiana, picks up another win. They have now won 4 of their last 5 level races. Actually, they have won 6 of their last 7. I'm not joking. Well, actually, no, go even further. They've won 8 of their last 9 level races.
Indiana really picking up the pace here, and they've been looking dangerous.
The only one loss they have was to New York on the first level. And then they had 3 wins there, 1 win there, so that's 4 wins, and 2 wins in the first knockout round against Wisconsin. And since they won games 2 and 3 against Ohio, those are another 2, so that's 8 for their last 9.
So Maryland's been impressive, or not Maryland?
Indiana.
Maryland
has
been good
also
too,
been
but
impressive, but Indiana now has a chance to potentially put this one away.
I mean, for sure, there is one interesting thing you mentioned, and it's that Maryland went down 0-1 against Connecticut Island, and then
but also
winning.
Indiana also went down 0-1 against New York and ended up winning.
Oh, that's also true. I was gonna mention, not a lot of teams have done that, but Indiana is another one to do so. So I guess both teams kind of have experience with that reverse sweep. We'll see if it maybe cancels out here. But yeah, Indiana gonna take the win on that one. Like I said, Maryland had the lead for so long, it looked like they were gonna walk away with it, but Indiana pulling away in the end. Makes you wonder what the story is going to be for this level here. Is a very different style, going to be an early 2.2 XL level, so I'd imagine the learning process is going to be a lot tougher. Although for the most part, this doesn't seem terrible.
It is interesting though, because the extension of time, like adding the 5 minutes, was kind of the difference. Because if it was just a 20-minute match, it would have actually been Maryland's game.
Yeah, so I think Indiana definitely thanking their lucky stars for playing Insane Demons now. They get those extra 5 minutes because could have been a bit of an ugly end for them, but they do end up turning it around.
Well, in the case of Indiana, it's just like at this point they've kind of looked a little bit unstoppable. Even in the games that they've been close, they just keep finding ways to pull it out in the end. Against New York, they were trailing for a good amount on like one of the levels they played. They pulled back and kept their game alive, which would have actually just ended it as a sweep right there. They could have very well gone down.
But no, Indiana in the end took that win, actually winning 3-1 at a best of 3, so almost like a victory lap for them there. So definitely proving themselves, I feel, in that match for sure, that they deserve to be here, and 1-0 again here, you have to wonder, Indiana, might they be tournament favorites now, would you say? I don't know, what are your thoughts?
Maybe from the right side of the bracket, but I still think Pennsylvania has been just so dominant, and they haven't lost like anything yet.
I mean, we'll see. Pennsylvania and Colorado, New Mexico still suffer from that group winner curse, and we still have yet to see the results of this match. Maybe Maryland can turn around and win 2-1. We're gonna have to see. Wouldn't be the first time they've done it.
I mean, depending on the way you look at the match, some might actually see Nevada, Utah as possibly the favorites against Colorado, New Mexico.
That's the other thing I was going to mention. I am very excited for that match. I think that Colorado and New Mexico had a very, very strong duo that's brought them wins on a lot of matches, and I'm excited to see how that's going to hold up in our quarterfinals match on the Insane Demons here.
Good thing is they do have a new player, too.
Oh yeah, so that match will be super interesting to see. Although for this one again, well, not really much is happening. The learning phase is going to be even longer for this one because this is an XL level. So it's going to be a while until we see any runs from 0. At least I'd imagine. Yeah, I think the knockout stage so far is shaped out to be super fun. I think the end of the almost kind of like scripted matches in the group stage have made things a lot more interesting. So it really feels like any team could be going home at this point in time. But yeah, actually, I'm reading Twitch chat right now. Fabricorn, you've beaten this level. You're shocked it's not a higher end Insane Demon. Well, we'll see if it ends up playing out that way. You got any other notes for this level? Actually, we'll check to make sure no how to do pre-practice, but no one should.
I think so. Have the lock.
No, actually can confirm. I don't even think.
Yeah, no
no
one's
one's
even
even
played
touched
it.
this level. Yeah. No one's touched this level before. Future Funk 2, I need to finish that level, but I just can't. It's too long. But I didn't think Future Funk 2 was that hard for an Insane Demon. Then again, I also never finished it, so maybe playing from 0 is like super impossible hyper death mode, but I don't know. Patrick, what do you think of this level so far? I have one thing of notes that I've seen. Well, apart from it looks pretty good in general, but I don't know. How you feeling about this?
I'm not sure. I mean, go anyway. This doesn't seem like the worst thing ever, though. It's not like it's like abusing any shaders, I would say, for most of the level.
For an early 2.2 levels, I was expecting this to be a lot more unhinged, but it seems like a fairly normal XL level. Aside from the one part that you can see HBG is at, which kind of has the thing where you toggle the blocks with every single click. But I don't even think that's a new mechanic. I believe there was a level that did that. I don't remember which one. It might have been Game Time. Well, it's also a 2-player level, so this one's a bit different. I'm pretty sure this works on single player, and just every single input changes the block. But overall, this level looks pretty good. There's actually just shapes and beats part of the first 10%, which is cool.
Oh
I don't
god,
know
that
if
was
you've
like
ever
back when
played
like
that
every
game.
level had to be like there's some terrible shapes and beats levels in GD, I'll say that.
There was like a phase, yeah, where there was a lot of like just shapes and beats levels. I don't think I've ever beaten any of them. I really should have. I remember there was one. There was this one 2-player one. It was literally just called Shapes and Beats. And I think they all used Purgent by Seismix for some reason. That was around the time that song was in like a lot of GD levels, I feel like.
Yeah, thanks Epsilon. Probably why.
Right, but Epsilon, I think Epsilon did it like before it was cool. I think
Yeah,
it was
that's
like a
what I'm
couple
saying.
years
Like,
after.
I feel like everybody like, no, because Epsilon came out, and a few years later, Nepesta beat it and hated it, and now everybody knew what Epsilon was. Like,
Oh, that's why. Because it suddenly just seemed like everyone decided Purgent was just like the greatest song ever. It was just like at every level.
yeah, I believe that's probably what it was. I guess like his like least favorite level of all time.
Epsilon. I feel like it's a weird level to have as your least favorite. Actually, that begs the question: what is your least favorite level of all time?
It's really just like Slim Jim that makes it the level like not fun. I would say it has that one part where it just like randomly like teleports you up or down or whatever. I actually think it's
Oh.
not as bad post 2.2 because you don't have to deal with like refresh rate differences anymore. But like I think that's probably why it was like so bad for Nepesta. Like Verminity is gonna start going from 0.
And well, back to practice mode. Well, that was short-lived. I guess I'll write it down for the time being. Why not? Not too much is happening. What else did Slim Jim have a part in? Was it Zodiac? I recognize the name.
He has one in Zodiac. He has one in Kinos.
Oh, that's
Kinos is
it.
probably the one you know because it has like those like big rotating circle things with like the UFO or whatever.
I think so, but I feel like I'm not super familiar with Kinos, which is kind of weird. I feel like I should know it better, but I don't know.
But yeah, this level's kind of anyone's game, just like the last match was.
I mean, yeah, Maryland does have an early lead by, well, not by technicality, but it's a 4% lead. So unless they start growing it a lot in the next couple minutes, it's probably not going to last very long. Pretty much any run from Indiana could take it back. But we are actually a third of the way done with this one, and we have one attempt from 0. So the learning process proving lengthy for this one. But yeah, so things are a bit slow on this one. I still don't think this is this the slowest insane game? I don't think it actually might be, but it's also partly because this one's 30 minutes. I think comparatively. There was still the one that you played in the Pennsylvania match.
Yeah, except that was
That one was
actually
also
only
pretty close.
25, so technically
Yeah.
it ended earlier, but I think this is like, you know, the longest of those. It's actually the longest possible match you can get because we don't have like the 35-minute, like the over 3-minute match in this round. Have been abolished.
Right, yeah, that was a change. There's no more like the level lengths.
Because
can't
it's like
exceed
nobody would
3.5.
beat the level at this difficulty.
Yeah, gonna be 9% for humidity. So going back to 0 here. Maybe some more points on the board for Maryland. Potentially gonna have a lead of 9% for the time being. And the just shapes and beats part here. Which again, as far as just shapes and beats levels go, I feel like this is looking this one actually looks really good. I'm kind of impressed. But everyone else looking at me. Actually, I was going to say I believe everyone else is practicing, but it looks like Trees is going to start going from 0. So Indiana already going to be fighting back against this 9% lead for Maryland. Verminity is on a new best. Or is Trees placing checkpoints, actually, so not going to go from 0 anymore. Already going back into practice. But Verminity is on a new best run here. Or is this practice? Oh, 20% for Verminity. And what's crazy is I thought Verminity was in practice for a second because you could see the hitboxes of the slopes, but that's actually decoration. The level just does that.
Yeah, I think so. That's funny.
That's actually pretty cool. I didn't pick up on that. I was very confused for a second when I saw Verminity start going from 0 and then the hitboxes suddenly appeared. I was like, cheating? But no, that's just the level.
Yes,
Actually, could be another wave attempt here.
Yeah.
Alright, so gonna be a new best for Verminity again here. We're gonna get 22.
2.
So Maryland up 22% now, which to be fair is more than 9. Still not a lot. But it is something, so they will be taking another early lead here. I believe on the last level, they got a very big fluke from Tux to 66 as the first attempt from 0. So that ended up giving them a pretty sizable early advantage, which they were able to grow. And to be fair, they did hold on to it for most of the match, but for this one, going to be a lot slower. We're actually nearing the halfway point now. Just 25 seconds to go. Verminity's going to be at the hitbox part again. Might be seeing a new best. Needs to pass 22.
22
But
again.
goes on to 22 again, yeah. And it's going to go back into practice mode. I was also wondering how you're supposed to do that click, so I don't blame Verminity at all, because I was very confused watching that.
It's interesting. There's a good chance we might see this match with 0 completions, possibly.
I mean, halfway done with 22% as the best run, I think is actually the slowest we've seen. Even in the Massachusetts Pennsylvania match I mentioned earlier, there were some people who went from 0, like somewhere around the first 30 being done, got to like around 20 or 30, and then went back to practice mode. But for this one, I think this is actually the slowest we've seen. And at this point, everyone is practicing once again, so no more percentage is going to be put on the board for quite some time.
We did just cross the halfway mark of the pitch as well.
We did, so another 15 minutes to go. I do believe HBG is actually pretty close to going from 0 here. Playing from 7 right now. And is actually going to go from 0, cancel that practice mode run. So Maryland will now have 2 different players who have gone from 0, although it's not going to be simultaneously, at least for now. Interestingly, and I don't think I picked up on this earlier, but I do believe this level has another end screen, because I saw HBG had only practiced to 93, and it looks like no one's really fully completing those practice mode runs. HBG going to get 14%. In addition, I do believe Tux is going from 0 now, going to get 6%. So I've got 2 of the 3 players for Maryland going from 0. And all of Indiana is still going to be practicing, so Maryland going to have a chance to grow that early lead here. We'll see if going from 0, at least for the time being, is going to be the right call. Normally, I'd say around the time where it's reasonable, but looking at how the rest of the match is going, honestly, I feel like we got a lot of time to practice. I don't think you have to rush things. But we will see. Tux is on a new best, even though only have to pass 6, but a new best is a new best. Let's see, current percentage to pass is going to be 22 from Verminity. But all this is going to help Maryland in the end. They'll be growing that lead. This is a hitbox attempt. See, Tux does pass 22%, so this is a new best of the entire level. And going to be in the 30s now. First time anyone's gone to the 30s here. Not only that, but HBG is also on a new best. So all things considered, Maryland doing pretty good for themselves here.
Tux gets 36, and so far, early breakaway for Maryland. They did do this last time, and they didn't win that match. We could see if they could do it this time.
Yeah, it was close, yeah, but they've got another shot here, up 77% to, I think I said 7 3 times. Oh, well. Up 77% to nothing. So we'll see when Indiana finally decides it's time to play from 0. Like I said, they do have time. So I don't think they're under too much pressure just yet. As long as they make enough time to go from 0, I think practicing.
So I do wonder with 5 Shine if they're from 0, because I genuinely haven't seen them die in like ages.
Actually, that's true. You're not wrong. I know 5 Shine was practicing from pretty early, but this is either a very deep run.
They are in practice, but it's gonna be from like the beginning, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless, we probably aren't that far away from a 5 Shine completion. Watching that.
Probably
yeah,
not.
That's basically 26 to 100.
Yeah, that's from 20. Sheesh. So 5 Shine, despite the fact that all of Maryland has runs at this point, probably favored to pick up the first completion here. Because that is a crazy run, especially considering the progress or lack thereof we've seen from everyone else here. So they're going to get 4%. See if another new best comes through here. It gets 4 again, actually. Will show up on the spreadsheet soon enough. I believe Verminity has gone back to playing from 0 at this point. HBG going to get 20%. Verminity just goes on to 22 again, the 3rd time now. Click proving troublesome. Although Scissor new best, 8%. And pretty much any best run is going to help here, considering the how low the runs have been at this point in time. HPG reaches 20% again. This is a new best. And will pass 22. Gonna get 24 here.
Looks like now 5 Shine gonna start to go from 0.
Yeah, and keep in mind, we did just see 5 shine, dude. I believe it was
Oh,
26.
now they're
going
gonna
on
go
here.
from 0. That was literally from 0, but like still in practice.
Yeah, 5 shine really likes practicing.
It has worked though
Looks
in
like-
all of these matches.
It has. Meanwhile, though, looks like Perminity finally managed to pass 22. Getting
Especially
at
in a match,
28.
if you're in a match where you're reasonably confident that 2 of them won't beat the level before you, then practicing is a good strat.
Alright, because you really only need that completion at the end of the day, as long as you don't think the match is going to end early. 5 shine going to get 9. I believe Tux actually got to 36 again. HVG, new best to 26. Looks like Scissors on a new best run here. So we got new best runs all over the place. Everyone's got a new best. 18% for Scissor. And is Trees playing from 0, or is this another
I
run
don't
from like
believe
5?
so.
Might be. Now from 14.
Solid run though. Getting close to being able to play from 0, bring the percent up. 5 shine though at the hitbox part, about to reach 20, which not a lot of people gone past. We're gonna get 20. Puts points on the board, but still a pretty large deficit to make up. So this is
Yeah.
pretty close to getting the level in 2 runs.
But with how things are going right now, we have 8.5 minutes left on the timer here. Tux is on another run to the 30s, so this might be a new best. But keep in mind, Tux has also died for 36 twice now. See if it happens a third time. Actually won't. So this is a new best run for Tux here. In the 40s now, again, the first time anyone has gotten here, Tux has been leading in percentage for a lot of the match now. And this will help to grow that percentage lead from Maryland, which could end up being a major difference maker.
Yeah, I don't know how well does Tux know the level? Like how far can he go?
Well,
We're 5
yeah,
shine.
Yeah,
5
Tux
shine, we
hasn't
know
died
how
in
far
quite
they
some
go,
time
but we
here.
could see. It's gonna be 36 for 5 shine, but Tux still going, and they were the first to beat the previous level, so see if Tux
Yeah.
can repeat that feat at this level.
Couple runs come through for Indiana, but Tux is keeping it going. And the other thing that's so impressive here is that Tux hasn't practiced in a really
Tux gonna
long
get the
time.
number as well, so it'll be a pretty sizable lead now for Maryland with just a little under 7.5 minutes left. Tux is gonna go back
Yeah.
to practice now to make sure that he can get this final portion of the level down.
Tree's gonna get 9%. Scissor might be getting new best here. Another shot at 20. Gonna pass that jump, and I believe this is a new best for Scissor. Gonna get 23. But yeah, that impressive run for Tux to build that lead for Maryland, which is also crazy considering that Tux has been playing from 0 for a really long time. I'm honestly surprised at how much he's able. But it's going to be back in practice mode now, which I would expect after a run like that. We'll see if a response comes through from
Apparently
any of the
Fusemax
Indiana
got this
players.
pulled up on the TV.
Oh, really? Got the dream set up here, the family watching and everything? Holy.
He was a player in some of the previous matches, but decided to sit today.
Yeah, no Fuse Max in this one, but Maryland making a good stand here, all the same.
34 for
Verminity. And I
HPG
do
from
believe
0
HPG
though.
I believe so. This is either a like very far run or oh no, it's been actually placing checkpoints the whole time. I can't
Okay.
see them. Is there an invisible? No, there's not. I'm just blind. Oh,
I mean, regardless, you know, the deficit, yeah, we could go to a game 3. That is possible. We'll see. Tux now about to get back to the point they were before, like, dying, so we'll see how much they can practice the ending.
yeah, Tux did also get a pretty big fluke though, so we'll see if he can keep it up. But 28 for Scissor.
And it might
But
be
at this
rough.
point in time, like,
It's, you know, definitely nothing can be called, because, you know, Indiana did manage to get their 2 completions really late in the last match. So, you definitely can't call anything yet, but you know, Maryland just got to keep improving a little bit. I think Verminity's going to be in new best territory now.
Verbidity has a previous best of 34, so this will be more percentage on the board for Maryland here, and we'll see how many he can get. But and the way this level has been going, whatever team gets
Be
to completion is
46.
probably going to win. As 46
Yeah,
for Verbidity,
probably. But again, we could just end on no completions as well.
which is also true. In which case, Maryland would be favored. That's assuming a completion comes through. But again, like you said, at this point, seems somewhat unlikely. At least for Indiana, Treese is on a new best run here, and Scissor is close.
Here you go. There's going to be 34 for Trees, a 20% improvement. A 30% for Scissor, a 2% improvement. And now the deficit's at 39.
Yeah, all of the Indianan players, within
HBG is
6%
going
of
to go
each
back
other
from
with these
0,
stats.
probably try to get some improvements. Maybe like he did last time, could get a large run right at the end. You know, it wasn't a completion last time, but it could have helped depending on if like one of the Indiana players failed to beat the level. Now that remains to be seen how far HBG is going to get into the 20s now.
Yeah, it needs to pass 26. It's been practicing for a while, so probably a new best run for HBG here, and actually will come through. Although we're gonna have to wait and see by how much.
That's not true, Fabricon, because you could still have to play Nevada, Utah, or Colorado, New Mexico. One of those.
Gonna be 32 for HBG. Looks like 5 Shine might be finally taking up a new best here.
We'll see. Heading into the range she was at previously, gets past it, kind of almost died, but gonna die to that gear. Talk's still going though.
Yeah, Tux might be getting a new best, and remember we saw Tux practicing, so we might be looking at a completion here. Tux was the first to get the completion on the last level, and with that
And,
practice, we'll see what
I
happens.
would argue if Tux beats it, this game might be pretty close to wraps. They will not beat it, so it does keep it alive. But my point being is that 5 Shine has kind of been clearly the one that from Indiana it seems like the most likely to get a completion just because they spent so much time practicing. But then if they already have that completion countered, then they kind of have an advantage on progress. So we'll see. We just have 2.5 minutes left. Still no completion. 5 Shine though getting close to new best range. Would need a pretty far attempt.
She's gonna have a third shot at 36.
There you
here,
go.
and
There's a
she'll
new
pass it
best.
this time.
How much does 5 Shine remember? It's gonna be 41. That part's kind of weird.
Yeah, and like I believe at this point now, any completion would just go into overtime. I believe it's just Verbidity and Tux who might have some time to get a completion with another spare, but at this point, if players need completions, they're gonna have to come in pretty soon. They're gonna have to be very clutch. But Maryland holding on to a 36% lead right now, and unwavering in their advantage in this match. I don't even think they've been behind at any point.
HBG
And
gets 35, adds a few more percentage points, and if there is no more completions, that's going to help even more for Maryland's cause. We could be going to a deciding game 3, which would be super exciting.
You have to see some crazy impressive flukes for Indiana here if they want to take this back. At least on the completion side, they could all get new best. We'll have to see. Although the other thing you have to keep in mind is that everyone's been going from 0 for so long now that you have to imagine the muscle memory on the latter stages, the level is going to start to decay. So it's going to be hard to get better runs.
5 Shine. 5 Shine, you have to play the level. So it's going to count the percentages on the mod.
Yeah, take a look at Trees, though. Indiana might have a shot. Trees is in the 40s right now.
Yeah, this is true. This is one last push for Indiana.
Yeah, in the 50s now, Trees could actually end up being a major difference maker for Indiana here. I'll have to see how far
How
this
far
run
can
gets.
Trees get? You know, into the 60s, that would be potentially lead clinching. How far is Trees going to get? Verminity also going too.
So now things start to get interesting here.
It's going to be 66, which is going to be just 7% short.
Not only that, but Verminity dies to 46 again. So Indiana only needs 8% more to take this game. And they're only going to have a couple seconds left to do it. It's gonna
Alright,
be
time's
final
now up.
attempts for everybody now, and Treese is done.
Grease is now done. Five Shine's still going. Scissor's still going.
Yeah, Scissor on a new best here, but so is HBG.
But HBG's
Five
gonna
Shine is
die.
done.
But Scissor, I think, actually might be taking it on the last attempt of the game.
Yeah,
Still
Scissor might have done
going,
it. We'll have to see
But
this run from
Tux is
Tux,
still
but
alive. I think Verminity
time-
might still be too. I don't remember.
I believe
I
Verminity
think they
is
like
alive by
barely
like
got it
1
off.
second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
Tux
Tux
is
is
gonna
dead.
die. So Verminity is gonna have to get a new best. I think HBG's been done for a while. So
HBG is done, yes.
But Scissor is going to have a remarkable attempt. I mean, Verminity could still counter it at the end, but Indiana might actually have a last second winner still going for Scissor. And it's going to be the forbidden number, though Verminity is still going. It's still a pretty large gap that Verminity needs to cover. We'll see if Verminity can pull it off.
This is gonna be the final attempt to do it. Indiana with a buzzer beater attempt from Scissor, and that clutch attempt from Treese might actually be taking the win on this one.
There you go. We're in new best territory. Vermidity's still going, leaving the door
Yeah.
open.
It's all gonna come down to Verminity.
It's gonna be 57, and that's gonna do it. Another late attempt, but with that, Indiana is going to have a come from
What?
behind victory
Let's go,
with
dude.
Scissor
Let's
pulling
do
off a new
Dude,
best
let's
on the
go.
last attempt of the match.
Good job.
Oh my god.
This
Right.
level is complete trash.
This is
Yeah, like,
one of the worst levels I've ever played.
That
Is
was
it worse than
bad.
is it
Yeah.
worse than the XXL from like the New York match?
Yes, by a mile.
Bro, why was there a
God.
Tetris part? I hate those levels, bro. You don't need that in here. Oh my.
But yeah, the final margin 174 to 159. Nobody managed to beat the level, so it went down to progress. And with
I
that,
didn't hour for this, bro.
with that, it
Yeah.
was Indiana that would manage to take it. Scissor getting a pretty large fluke that was needed
Fab, we won.
right
Fab,
at
we
the
won.
end. And with
We
that,
somehow won.
let's go to the bracket.
None of us
here.
beat it. No one beat the level.
Let's go to the bracket here in Indiana.
Oh, wait.
Our third semifinalist. You're in the final four. I'll start with Maryland first, though. I do losers first. That's usually right. So, any last thoughts from
Bro.
Maryland?
Don't play that level.
Oh,
What?
yes.
Go play your level?
Nah, there was
No,
this
no.
one part in the wave where like you're supposed to go through the structure. Bro, why is there just inverted slopes, bro? I died to the freaking
You could
What
like
is wrong
jump
with that
over a
level,
speed
bro?
change and it would like desync the music out like the hitbox part. It
Bro,
was so
I
stupid.
thought this level had a Nong when I first played it. 'cause, like,
Wait, is that what that was?
Yeah.
None of it synced after that.
None of this level's good.
Probably because the 2.2 update. I
I'm
can't
sorry. I'm sorry. But
Some pepperoni.
whatever.
Jeez, that was fun. That was fun.
I spent
Yeah,
way
that
too
was
much time
That
on
was so funny. That was funny.
I spent a good 5 minutes at the last 40% knockout and like gonna get there for 0. So that was
Yeah.
kind of a waste, but like
Yeah, that was good.
you're right.
That was fun.
Butt hurts, bro.
All right.
Oh.
Extreme demon, bro.
So is there there's a match tomorrow, right, Patrick?
There's yep, you guys will be playing tomorrow against the winner of this match. It's just about to happen. Nevada, Utah versus Colorado, New Mexico.
Okay.
It'll probably be pretty late just because of the fact that they are both West Coast teams.
Okay.
But yeah, for Maryland, this is the end of the run. I mean, in the first battle of the states, you all did fail to even, you did fail to even get out of the group stage. So getting it to the quarterfinals, I would consider a major improvement over the last edition.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, Indiana also failed to get out of the groups in the first battle of the states. In fact, right now, Florida also failed to do so. And really the only team I could, say like considerably had deep runs in both tournaments is Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania is scary. Magmenta scares me.
But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna wrap up the stream. We're gonna be back actually though in just about 15 minutes.
Ending the stream and starting a new one.
John Geometry Dash.
All right, we'll see
should
you all
disconnect
later.
Yeah, GG's to everyone.
All right,
We'll
see
see
ya.
you later.